Yes, here in the last class we are discussing about the importance of voltage divider biasing, and also we studied about the Q point analysis. And today we go further in the last let us said in brief about leakage current. And today we'll go for the last topic, that is three small topics are there. First one is about leakage current. Leakage current. As we know already, in your semiconductors, the current is because of both electrons as well as holes. Especially in your transistors, because it is a bipolar junction transistor, it means it is having the current because of the both majority carriers as well as the minority carriers. The current is because of both majority carriers as well as the minority carriers. And as we know already, the majority carriers current nothing but your forward bias, because in forward bias the current is because of majority carriers, and in your reverse bias the current is because minority carriers. And in general you are giving more importance to the majority carriers current. In general you are giving more importance to the majority carriers current. But what about the minority carriers current? What about the minority carriers current? Especially the leakage current is nothing but the current is because of the minority carriers. The current is because of temperature. The current is because of the thermal generation charge carriers. That current is nothing but the leakage current. It is also called as reverse saturation current. It is also called as leakage current or reverse saturation current. It means leakage current nothing but this current is because of the minority carriers. This current is because of temperature. That current is nothing but the leakage current. It means, as I said, it occurs only in the reverse bias. As I said, in the forward bias, the current is because majority carriers. But in your reverse bias, the current is because of the minority carriers. That current is nothing but the leakage current. And especially the leakage current is different for the different configurations. The leakage current is different for the different configurations. And as we know already, in your transistors, the parameters, the transistor depends upon the beta and VB. The transistor output, that depends upon the output will change if we say the beta and VB, or you can say about the temperature. It means in your transistors you are studying about the two type of leakage current. You are studying about the two types of leakage current. One is called ICBO. One is called ICBO. Another is called ICO. Actually, this O indicates this current is because of the minority carriers. This current is because of the minority carriers. This also the O indicates the current is because of the minority carriers. And here also in ICBO, the important thing is about emitter is open. Connector to base, the current because of the connector to the base when the emitter is open. At the same time, here in your ICO, here the current is because of connector to emitter and base is open. What is the meaning of ICBO and ICO? Here, I will give small hint. It is nothing but a common base configuration. It is nothing but a common emitter configuration. First you go for the ICBO and you go for the another important thing in that you can draw the common base configuration. As we know already, in your common base amplifier, the input will be emitter and here the base will be common, and you are applying the I can say about this is your emitter, this is your base, and this is the collector. Look here, here applying the VCC. It means here the emitter is open. Emitter is open, and it means here, as I said here, you are getting only current because of the emitter is open. You are not getting any current because of forward bias, but only you get the current because of the reverse bias. As you know already, in the reverse bias, because of emitter is not emitting any electrons, but only because of the collector and base section, that is in reverse bias, you get the current. That current is because of magnetic areas, and that current is because of temperature. That current is nothing but the leakage current. That is nothing but your ICBO. This is nothing but your ground. This is the one type of ICBO. And the important thing here, the leakage current depends upon the two things. One, it depends upon the temperature. It depends upon the temperature. And second one, reverse bias voltage. It means the leakage current, it depends upon the temperature. As we know already, if the temperature will increase, then what happens? The magnetic current will increase. Because the magnetic current is because of the temperature. As the temperature increases, the magnetic current increases. Means we are getting the more number of charge carriers. We get the more number of charge carriers. It means for your silicon, every 10 degree for your silicon, every 10 degree rise of temperature, the reverse saturation current doubles. It means the leakage current or reverse saturation current, that depends upon the temperature. As the temperature increases, what happens? The reverse saturation current also increases. It means for your silicon, every 10 degree rise of the temperature in the silicon, your reverse saturation current doubles. It means in your leakage current, that depends upon the temperature. As the temperature increases, then what happens? The leakage current increases, or you can say about magnetic current increases. And according to the if you are using silicon, means every 10 degree rise in the temperature, then what happens? The reverse saturated current increases. This is nothing but the leakage current depends upon the temperature. Then you go for the reverse bias voltage. Another important thing, as the your leakage current also depends upon the reverse bias voltage. If you increase the reverse bias voltage, then what happens? You are increasing the reverse saturation current. Because as we know already, if in your reverse bias, what happens? The current is because of the magnetic carriers. And if you are applying the reverse bias, then what happens? This reverse bias acts as the forward bias for the magnetic carriers. Because as we know already, in the reverse bias, the current is because of the magnetic carriers. In the reverse bias, the current is because of magnetic carriers. And magnetic carriers means, as we know about in your N-type semiconductor, the holes are the magnetic carriers. In P-type semiconductor, electrons are magnetic carriers. It means in your collector base section, what happens? If you apply the more reverse voltage, this applied reverse voltage acts as a forward bias magnetic carriers. It means by increasing the reverse voltage, also you can increase the reverse saturation current. It means the reverse saturation current, that depends upon temperature as well as that depends upon the reverse bias voltage. If you increase the reverse bias voltage, the leakage current increases. If you are decreasing the reverse bias voltage, the reverse saturation current also decreases. It means overall in your ICBO, nothing but keep the emitter open and the current flow from the collector to the base. When the emitter is open, this current is because magnetic carriers, that current is because temperature, and this current is nothing but the leakage current, is also called as reverse saturation current. And finally, we go for another one important about type of amplification, that is nothing but ICO. ICO. O. And here, as I said already, you are using the common emitter configuration. Here, the O indicates it is current because magnetic carriers, and here the base is open. And as we know about the common emitter configuration, this is your base and this is your collector, and here once again you are applying the reverse bias, and actually as I said already, this is your VCC and this is your IC and this is your IB, and here the base is open. Base is open. It means here also, how you have studied ICO, here also same thing. Here also the current is because of the magnetic carriers. Because here the input section is open circuited. It means you are not applying any input signal here. You are not applying any input signal, or you are not applying any biasing voltage here. It means here the base and emitter section is open. Better. It means you are not applying any forward voltage here. Here the current is because only reverse bias, and as you know already, the reverse bias, the current is because of magnetic carriers, or the current is because of the thermally generated charge carriers. And here also same thing, the current is because of the moving of charges from collector to the emitter, the moving of charges from the collector to the emitter. And as I said already, in your reverse bias, the current is because of the magnetic carriers, and that magnetic carriers, if we increase or decrease the reverse voltage, that will act as a forward bias for the magnetic carriers. And because of the, you are not applying any forward bias is open circuited, because the current is because of only the magnetic carriers. That current is nothing but the leakage current. Once again here also, it may be your ICO also, depends upon the two things. One is about temperature, and another is about the reverse bias voltage. Reverse bias voltage. It means, as I said already, in your ICBO or in your ICO, the important thing is about, you are going further, you are studying about the reverse bias. And as we know about, in reverse bias, the current is because of magnetic carriers. And as you know already, the magnetic carriers, the current is because of temperature. Especially in the reverse bias, the current is because of magnetic carriers, and that current, magnetic carriers current, that depends on temperature. As I said already, for your silicon, if you are using the silicon transistor, then what happens? The every 10 degree rise in the temperature, then what happens? The reverse saturated current doubles. It means the reverse saturated current or leakage current, that depends upon the temperature. As we increase the temperature, the reverse saturated current or leakage current also increases. And finally, as I said already, the reverse bias voltage. The reverse bias voltage. As I said already, your reverse saturated current or leakage current, that depends upon two things, two factors. One is about temperature, another is about the reverse bias voltage. And as I said already, if we increase the reverse bias voltage, then what happens? You are increasing the you are increasing the magnetic carriers, or you are applying the reverse bias voltage. This reverse bias voltage acts for the forward bias for the magnetic carriers. It means once you are increasing the reverse bias voltage, it is nothing but you are increasing the reverse saturated current or you are increasing the leakage current. And you can write these equations also by using your transistor parameters. As we know already, if you are using for the IC equal to, if you are using for your common emitter configuration, that is nothing but IC into beta, IB into beta, IB into beta plus ICO. In the same way, you go for the common emitter amplifier, common base amplifier, the IC equal to alpha into IE plus ICBO. Beta. It means this current is because of the, I am saying about the total current. The total current is because of the majority carriers plus because of the magnetic carriers. And this current is because of the, in the common emitter configuration, this current is because of the common base configuration. Also we know the general equation, IC equal to, or sorry, IE equal to IB plus IC. And by using all this equation, you can conclude, what you can conclude, the IC is equal to 1 plus beta into ICBO, 1 plus beta into ICBO. Here it is ICO equal to, what is the relation between ICO and ICBO? Nothing but ICO equal to 1 plus beta into ICO. This is the, if you use this equation and you finally get the, what is the relation between the ICO and ICBO? Nothing but ICO equal to 1 plus beta times ICBO. This is nothing but your leakage current. And as I said already, one thing important in your leakage current, the leakage current is because of the magnetic carriers, and leakage current is because of temperature. And as I said, the leakage current may be ICBO or it may be ICO. That depends upon the temperature as well as reverse biasing voltage. This is about the leakage current. Now we will go for another important thing, that is about your thermal runaway. That is another important thing, thermal runaway. What is nothing but the thermal runaway? I just said already, in your transistors, the current, the collector current, that depends upon the two things, that your collector current or output current, IC, that depends upon the beta and BBE. Beta. It means as the beta and BBE changes, then what happens? The collector current may change. And also you know, now you have done that equation, the IC is equal to ICO equal to 1 plus beta times ICBO. Or you can write also the IC equal to beta into IB plus ICO. It means in your transistors, as I said already, the transistor output voltage or current, that depends on beta and BBE. And what is called thermal runaway? What is called the thermal runaway? As I said already, actually, if you are increasing the reverse voltage, then what happens? Or you can say about if you are increasing the temperature, because as I said in the beginning, the Q point should be in the middle of activation. The Q point should not shift towards the saturation, it should not shift towards the cutoff. It always in the middle of the activation. It means actually what is called thermal runaway means in transistors, if the temperature may increase, then what happens? As we know already, the collector junction also increases. the collector junction also increases. Or I can say the collector junction current also increases. Collector junction current also increases. And as we know already, once the collector junction current increase, what happens? That will increase the ICO. That will increase the ICO. The ICO nothing but the reverse saturation current. That will nothing but the reverse saturation current. Once the ICO increase, then what happens? The collector current IC also increases. The collector current IC also increases. And this step continues simultaneously. It means, as we know already, whenever the temperature increases, then what happens? The collector junction current increases. If this current increases, then what happens? That will increase the reverse saturation current. And once the reverse saturation current increases, then what happens? The collector current increases. And once the collector increases, once again they will increase the temperature. And if you are increasing temperature, then what happens? Once again we increase the collector junction. And then what happens? The reverse saturation current also increases, and finally the collector current also increases. This process continuous. This process continuous. And at a particular value, then what happens? Because of this variation of the collector current, then what happens? The Q point may shift towards the saturation region. The Q point may shift to the saturation region. And if the Q point may shift to the saturation region, then what happens? The overall the transistor will burn. The overall the transistor will burn. It means what is called your thermal runaway. The thermal runaway nothing but self-destruction of the transistor because of the leakage current and because of the temperature. What is called your thermal runaway? The thermal runaway is nothing but the self-destruction of the transistor because of the leakage current and temperature. That is nothing but your thermal runaway. The important thing is if the condition is unbiased transistor. If you have done the biasing, then no problem of thermal runaway. You can avoid the thermal runaway if you have done the proper biasing. If you have not done any proper biasing, then you will get the thermal runaway. Right? It means the thermal runaway nothing but the self-destruction of the transistor because of the leakage current and also because of temperature. That is nothing but the thermal runaway. It means, once again repeat, don't confuse. In thermal runaway, what happens? If the temperature may increase, then what happens? The increased temperature may affect the collector base junction, because as I said already, it happens because of the reverse bias. Once again, the collector current, because you are getting output across the reverse bias only. As the temperature increases, then what happens? The collector junction current also increases, or the temperature of the collector junction increases. It means once the temperature increases, then what happens? As we know, the reverse saturation current that depends on the temperature. Because of that reason, the reverse saturation current increases, and once the reverse current increases, reverse saturation current increases, then what happens? The collector current also increases. Once the collector current increases, then what happens? Once again the temperature increases, and temperature increases, once again the collector current increases. Collector junction current increases and IC word increases. Similarly, the IC increases. This process is continuous, and at a particular value of current, what happens? The Q point may shift towards the saturation, then the transistor becomes burnt, and this process is nothing but thermal runaway. In the they ask in exam, define thermal runaway. It means in thermal runaway, what is called the self-destruction of the transistor because of the leakage current and because of the temperature. That is nothing but your thermal runaway. Now we go further. Another one small thing, that is about stability factor. That is called stability factor. Stability factor. Stability factor. Look here for your stability factor. This also will ask in 1 or 2 mark question. Define stability factor. Actually, it is nothing but S equal to the change in, you can define as the ratio of the change in collector current to the change in reverse saturation current, ICO. How we can define with constant V beta and VBE. Make it the beta and VBE constant. What is nothing but stability factor? It is the ratio of the change in collector current to the change in reverse saturation current. What is stability factor? It is the ratio of the change in collector current to the change in reverse saturation current while keeping the beta and VBE constant. While keeping the beta and VBE constant. Beta. It means actually your what is the importance of stability factor? Always we want the very less stability factor. If the stability factor very more, we are getting the instability in the transistor. Always we want this S value very small. And also what it indicates means it indicates the change of the collector current will changes with respect to the VB and beta. What indicates about stability factor? The stability factor indicates the change in collector current with respect to the beta and VB. And important thing is about stability factor. It is the ratio of the change in collector current to the change in reverse saturation current. It is you can define in a mathematical way. It is a mathematical number. You get some number. If this number is very small, you get the more stability. If this number is very more, you get the instability in the transistor. What is stability factor? It is nothing but the delta IC by delta ICO while keeping the beta and VB constant. Delta IC nothing but change in collector current to the change in reverse saturation current. This is about the stability factor. And finally, you go for the last about that is called your heat sink. Finally, you go for the heat sink. Look here, this is finally you are completing the topic that is about transistor biasing. What is called heat sink? As the name indicates, the heat sink, it is a device. It will absorb the heat. It will absorb the unnecessary heat produced by transistor and radiate to the surroundings. Once I repeat, what is called the heat sink? The heat sink, nothing but absorb the heat. The heat sink, it is a device. It will absorb the unnecessary heat produced by the transistor and radiates to the surroundings. Radiate to the surroundings. It means the heat sink is a device that will radiates the heat to the surroundings, absorb the heat and radiates to the surroundings. That is nothing but the heat sink. And as we know already, in your transistors, the power dissipation or power factor or power rating and temperature are related. Temperature are related. It means as we know already, if the in your transistor, if the more power dissipation, if you are having the more power dissipation, then what happens? That will increase the temperature. That will increase the temperature. If the transistor is dissipating more power, if the transistor is dissipating more power, then what happens? That will increase the temperature. The power dissipation will increase the temperature. And once the temperature increases, then what happens? The power rating also decreases. The power rating of the transistor also decreases. It means to avoid this, what you are going for? You are using the heat sink. Heat sink, by using the heat sink, what you can do? You can temperature can be absorbed by the heat sink. If the temperature may increase, that will increase the power rating. And if the power rating increases, then you are having so many losses. That's why what happens? The heat sink is a device. It will absorb the unnecessary heat produced by the transistor and radiate to the surroundings. It means whenever you are having the more heat may increase the reverse saturation current, or they may increase your collector current, they may destroy your transistor. To avoid the distortion or to avoid the destruction of the transistor, or to protect the transistor, you are going for the heat sink. Why you are using heat sink? To protect the transistors. Heat sink, actually you are using a copper plates of different shapes by using for the heat sink. You are using the different types of different shapes of the copper plates you are using for the heat sink, because as we know already, the copper will having the more capacity to absorb the heat, more capacity to absorb the heat. That's why you are using for the heat sink. It means they will ask in exam, write a note on heat sink. Heat sink, it is a device, they will absorb the unnecessary heat produced by the transistor and radius to the surroundings. This is nothing but the heat sink. And as we know already, whenever in the temperature and power rating, they are related in the transistor. The power rating and temperature related. What happens once the transistor having more dissipated the more power. If the transistor is dissipating more power, then what happens? The temperature will increase. And as we know already, when the temperature increases, then what happens? The power rating also decreases. When the temperature increases, the power rating decreases. And we want more power rating. We want the more power rating. That's why what you want to do? We have to, and as you know, the temperature is nothing but heat. And why you are using the heat sinks? To observe this temperature or to observe this heat produced by the transistor. The heat sink is a device that will observe the temperature and will observe the heat produced by the transistor. And why you are using the heat sink? To get the more power rating and to avoid the destruction of the transistor, or to protect the transistor from the more heat. To protect the transistor from the more heating, we are going for the heat sink. Heat sink is nothing but it is a device that will absorb the heat produced by the transistor and radiates to the surroundings. This is about the importance of your heat sink. And they will ask 1 or 2 more question about what is called your thermal runaway, stability factor, and also about your heat sink. Once again repeat, it is a very simple topic, and that is about especially today we will discuss about the leakage current. As I said, it is leakage current. It is also called as reverse saturation current. It is also called as magnetic current. Especially in your transistors, the current is because of both majority carriers as well as magnetic carriers. And as we know already, in the current is because of majority carriers, because of forward bias, and current is because of magnetic carriers, that is because of the reverse bias. It means you are studying about the different types of leakage current. One is called your that depends upon the different configurations. You are getting ICVO, that is because of the common base configuration, and ICO, that is because of the common empty communication. The O indicates that is magnetic current. And in ICVO, then what happens? The emitter is open. In ICO, the base is open. And also, as I said, it may be ICVO or it may be ICO. The important thing is about that depends on temperature as well as that also depends upon the reverse bias voltage. As we increase the temperature, then what happens? The reverse saturated current also increases. And as I said, for your silicon, every 10 degree rise of temperature, then what happens? The reverse saturated current increases. And finally, as I said about already, your reverse bias voltage. If you increase the reverse bias voltage, that will makes the or that acts as a forward bias for the magnetic carriers. That also increases the reverse saturation current. That is about the leakage current. And then I said about thermal runaway. That also important. As I said, why the thermal runaway occurs? Because as we know already, your temperature that depends upon the beta as well as VBE, or it also depends upon the temperature. Your transistor depends upon the temperature. As we know already, if the temperature increases, then what happens? If the temperature increases, then the collector base junction current increases, or you can say the minority current increases, because the current, as we know already, the minority current is because of temperature. If you are increasing the temperature, you are increasing the minority current or increasing the reverse saturation current, and the reverse saturated current will also increases the the reverse saturation current will also increase the collector current. The reverse saturation current will also increase the collector current. And once the collector current increases, then what happens? Once again the temperature increases. And as we know, once again temperature increases, once again the same thing repeats. Once again the collector junction increases, and collector junction increases, the ICO reverse saturation increases, once again they will increase your collector current. This process continues. At a particular value, then what happens? Your Q point may shift towards the saturation region. If the Q point may shift towards saturation region, then what happens? Your transistor may be burned or your transistor may be destructed. And to avoid this, we are going for the proper biasing. If you are not done proper biasing, then you are having the thermal runaway. What is called thermal runaway? The self-destruction of the transistor because of the leakage current and because of the temperature is nothing but the thermal runaway. The self-destruction of the transistor because of the leakage current and because of the temperature is nothing but your thermal runaway. And finally, I said about stability factor. The stability factor is a ratio of the change in the collector current to the change in reverse saturated current, while fixing the beta and VB constant. Make it the beta and VB constant, and that is something but your stability factor. Always you want very less stability factor. If the stability factor very more, we are having the instability in the transistors. And finally, we go for the heat sink. As I said already, the heat sink is a device. They will absorb the heat produced by the transistor. Unnecessary heat produced by the transistor will be absorb that heat and radiate to the surroundings. The heat sink is a device that will absorb the unnecessary heat produced by the transistor and radiate to the surroundings. And as I said already, why you are using about the heat sink? Because in transistor the temperature and power rating, they are related. Once the power dissipation very more, the transistor is dissipating more power, then what happens? They will increase the temperature. If the temperature increases, then what happens? The power rating will be decreases. To avoid this, we are using for the heat sink. The heat sink, why you are using heat sinks? To whenever the temperature increases, you get the more heat. That heat will be absorbed by your heat sink, or that will be your temperature will be absorbed by the heat sink, and they will reduce the temperature. And once the temperature reduces, then what happens? You are getting the more power rating. And also, I said to avoid the to protect the transistor, to avoid the destruction of the transistor, you are going for the heat sink. This is about the very small topic, that is about the transistor biasing. And if you have any doubts, if you can ask in the comment, you can write in the comment box. And especially overall in 5 minutes, it is a very small topic. Maybe I have discussed one or two classes about transistors because they are very important basic knowledge. Then maybe after the 3 or 4 classes, I started about transistor biasing, and also you have studied about DC load line, Q point, and voltage divider biasing, and finally you have studied about today you studied about leakage current, and also you studied about the thermal runaway and stability factor, and also you studied about the heat sink. This is about the transistor biasing, and especially in this overall, what type of question they will ask in the exam. The one is about voltage divider biasing. We have done the derivation. Also to find the endpoints in the DC load line, and don't confuse about what is DC load line and Q point, because DC load line is a line drawn on the output characteristics, but important thing, without applying any input signal, it will give the different values of the output voltage to get the different values of the output current. That is something but the DC load line. And lastly about Q point. The Q point is something but it is a point on the DC load line. It is a point on the DC load line. It will give you the output voltage and output current, and without applying any input signal. Or it is also called as zero signal condition. The zero signal condition, what you are getting the output voltage VC and output current IC, that is not that values is nothing but the Q point. Q point is nothing but it is also called as quiescent point, is also called as operating point, is also called as biasing point. That point is nothing but it is a point on the DC load line. It will give you the output voltage corresponding to output current while make it the zero signal condition. That is about the Q point. And finally, as I said, you are using different types of biasing methods. One is called base bias, and also another one is called your collector coupled, or I say collector feedback, and another one about I said about your emitter feedback, and finally I said about voltage divider biasing. And why we are giving more importance to voltage divider biasing? Because of the if you use the voltage divider biasing, we get the Q point should be in the beta reactive region. The Q point does not depend upon the beta as well as the temperature. The Q point does not depend upon the beta, also it does not depend on the temperature. That's why we prefer the voltage divider biasing. Also, whenever you want the more amplification, and in that time we are going for the voltage divider biasing. And finally, as I said, in all the amplifier sections, in all amplifier circuits, we are using about the voltage divider biasing. And finally, as I said about leakage Q point analysis, that is asked about 2-3 marks about that small derivation. And about the leakage current, today only I said about leakage current and thermal runaway, and about stability factor and heat sink. They are all for one marks. And once again, if you are editors, can write on the comment box, and in the next class we go for the new chapter that will it may be the field of a transistor. That is a very small topic. Then you go for the transistor bias. Then you go for the transistor amplifiers. Thank you. Sir, one more, sir.
Right.